Cardinals, dead. Rams, dead. Bucks, dead. Like,
Colts, dead. See, we wasn't going for that. Not only did we win, but we covered. They say good teams win, but great teams cover.
I know you hate to see it, and I know you hate to say it, but I'll tell you, man, the Jets low-key got a squad, right?
Let them in, passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been.
What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. Today we recapping week 12 of the NFL, and boy, it was a wild one. But as always, go down, like, and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. I'm Paul Pick'em Win'em Concha, and I'm joined with...
You already know, man, and I'm tired of telling you, motherfucker, but I'll tell you again, man, that it's your boy Kev, Waterboy Savoy, you feel me? And this week of football was motherfucking insane. I almost didn't introduce myself. I almost said, fuck me. This is how crazy week 12 was. There was so much crazy shit. Niggas going, niggas coming big dicks out, winning games, and then motherfucking going for 2-point conversions. Motherfucking Saints didn't score a single point. Since the first time since 2002. Motherfucking everything went insane. Like, there was so much crazy shit. The Chargers.
Matt Ryan stunk on prime time like I said he would.
Facts. No, what's it called? The Chargers sneaking out that win against the Cardinals. Motherfucking Josh Jacobs scoring 58 points for me on fantasy this week.
Leading the league in rush yards now.
8th round pick.
Balling.
8th round pick. I got Josh Jacobs in one league and Austin Eckler in the other league. Tell me I can't pick running backs, Paul. Tell me, I dare you. But nah, this week was insane, bro. Jordan Love scored a touchdown. Insane.
Well, let's see how we did real quick. Kev went 8-5. I went 9-4, which
say what you were going to say.
I take the lead on the weekly. Now I'm winning 6 to hit 5 weeks total. And then there's still that one tie.
There's some bullshit. Motherfucking the Ravens hold me. The Patriots, the Kirk Cousins hold me on Thanksgiving. Like, I'm looking like, bro, I should have only lost 3 games this week, truthfully, because I would have picked that. I'm picking the Titans 100 times out of 10. But, like,
can't blame you.
The Bengals came ready to fuck them boys up. And that's 2 weeks in a row I picked against the Bengals and looked stupid.
They seem to be a second half team, like they were on a second half of the year type of team, and like just like last year. But on the yearly, Kev, you still winning 90, 71-1 to my 87, 74-1. 3 games back. I needed this week.
That boy's low-key every week, even edging in on a nigga.
Yeah, I'm sneaking up, bro. I'm lurking on you. There's gonna be 1 week where I pick like 10 different games than you, and that's gonna be the week I need.
Nah, that's gonna be the week because like it'll never come back. Because I swear the week where we just be like, I'm not picking what he's picking. That would be the weeks to be shitty.
Well, shit. Let's hop around the NFL slate. Let's start off with Kev, Waterboy games of the week. Who gets the first introduction here?
Oh my gosh! So let's start just with the motherfucking Ravens at the Jaguars in Jacksonville, or is it in Baltimore?
This was Jags territory, but Lamar always plays well in on a Florida turf. Doesn't always win them, but he plays well.
Bro, he's lost both his Florida games. He lost to the Dolphins and he lost to the motherfucking Jaguars. All you got to lose is the Bucks now.
Shit, and I mean he played good. Like, I mean he finally was running the rock like. That's where I felt like it was something that was holding him back. He wasn't running enough, even though like he only had a 50% completion percentage, but he didn't have his left tackle also. So I mean, it played well, but I think it's more about what Jacksonville did late in the game more than anything else.
Them boys is fucking. So there was no point. First off, this defense played well, in my opinion, even though they scored 26, 27 points. But it's just like, every time I watched Jacksonville do something during this game, I felt like this defense isn't bad. This team didn't match up well. Every Jaguars fan I know can tell you. I told them that they had a chance to beat the Ravens because motherfucking I just was watching this shit and I was just like, they just don't match up well. They don't match up well against these boys for some reason, especially the way they've been playing. And the Jaguars have been looking for a win, you feel me? So this is a nice one to sneak out And they played great. Like Trevor Lawrence in that last drive.
Man, he had 300 yards, 320 or something.
321 with 3 touchdowns, and he got sacked 4 times.
He's looking like that's good. Like he didn't throw any no red zone interceptions, which is like one of his fatal flaws. And
touchdown drives.
A fourth quarter late game drive to win, and then go for 2 and get that, and like your run game put up 38 yards collectively, like like as a group, everyone could put together 38 yards. So it's not like he had the help of it. Like I mean, that's what you want out of a number 1 pick is okay, you can get shit done when not everything else is working. And to shout out the defense for making big stops at the end.
Good for real. I mean, they did score. The Ravens did score with 2 minutes left, and they did have that crazy long throw from how long was that throw? It doesn't even the Ravens had a crazy long throw that
was it the 62-yarder to Jack?
The 62-yard to Jackson, Deshaun Jackson up the steam. Like, so like there's spurts like they tried to win. Like it's not like they just like kind of just got rolled over. Like they really were doing what they could to win, and the Jaguars just came up tough on their ass.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see it. My Jacksonville over the Titans preseason take isn't aging well, but they can still take second in the division over the Colts, which I might have the wrong team, but they're still alive for the division second.
I respect it. And then, like, I'm mad because, like, I told everybody in real life that, like, yo, the Ravens, I don't know about the Ravens against the Jaguars. And I thought I was tripping. I thought I had it until the fourth quarter happened. These motherfuckers scored. Ravens scored 15 and the Jaguars scored 18 points in the fourth quarter. It's like, what the
game
fuck?
Right there.
And then motherfucking, well, how do you feel about that 2-point conversion? Doug Peterson, fuck it. We gonna put that bitch in the air.
Because I think what the fuck was the run game doing? like Trevor Lawrence won a 321, 3 touchdown, play mistake free all game too. Like you drafted him. I mean, I know Doug didn't draft him first overall, but like the franchise did. So trust him with it.
Nah, that shit's fine.
Pays out. Pays out well.
Yeah. That shit. Okay, shout out Jacksonville Jaguars. The Clown Town Jaguars got a dub. It felt good because like just seeing the Jaguars friends text me like, bro, you were right. I'm like, I fucking know, bro. This is a bullshit. I was hoping I'd be wrong.
And I'm upset because I took the Jaguars plus 3.5. I thought they always keep it close, but I know I picked them to win. So like I should have just stuck with the gut of this. Like, hey, if you think the underdog got a shot, just take them.
Dead ass. Well, on to the next year.
Hey, I was gonna say, what's next?
We got the Chargers edging out the Cardinals, coming back from down like 14 almost. Like they were not winning at all in this game.
Cardinals look good. James Conner, the run game, Chargers shitty run defense combined with like it made the Cardinals look like they actually had a run game. James Conner put up like 120.
They really did their ass up.
Yeah, but like you said, that fourth quarter Chargers put up like what didn't they go for it also? Yeah,
Brandon Staley going for
it. Yeah, give me that dough. Thank you very much.
But if they missed that, because they scored with 18 seconds left, and then they did the 2-point conversion with 15. So if they missed that play, like low key, I'm pretty sure people are calling for Brandon Staley's head.
Oh, 100%. And the Chargers, I think, would have been 5-6 if they didn't get that shit done. And like Cardinals, I think this is just going to be the epitome of the Cardinals season. Like this is the first game where I feel like collectively they look good. I know Kyler threw an interception, but Hollywood Brown was on the field getting a lot of targets, and then DeAndre Hopkins scoring the touchdown. James Conner getting the rock 25 times. Like that's the big thing. They never let him run. Even Kyler Murray running it himself for a touch. Like he was cooking. For like this team was doing well. Just to lose.
No.
That doesn't be the epitome of their season.
They blew it, man. They blew it. And it's gonna be fun watching this Hard Knocks episode. But
oh yeah.
It's crazy to me when I look at the Chargers because this is their rushing. This is their rushes. Justin Herbert led this game with 4 rushes for 38 yards. Austin Eckler had 5 rushes for 20 yards, and Jake Kelly and Isaiah Spiller had 2 rushes for 4 and 3 yards. And it's like, This team won.
But my big thing about Eckler, he's just a fantasy back. Like he doesn't make any defense load the box. I think he's averaging 40 yards per game rushing this year, and as a career, I believe he averages about 40 yards per game also. So it's not like this is new. He's just having an off season. It's like no, they build around an offense where they have a running back who will only give you 40 yards on a normal day. Like all his games this season are like 20, 20, 30, 40, 170 against the Texans, 40, 30, 30, 20. And it's like, yeah, like, okay, you put up 30 points of fantasy, but in real life, you're not scaring defenses. They're not like they don't even the fucking D ends and stuff don't have to worry about, oh, they might run it up the middle. Nah, just fucking run and hit the quarterback.
And they targeted bro 15 times.
Yeah, see, like it works. I mean, this is how you get wins, and Herbert's stats look amazing, and Eckler has 30 points in fantasy and leads everybody and catches. Like now I can see why people hated on CMC so much. It's like go ask the Panthers how they feel about going 3-13 every year, but CMC had 1,000 receiving yards. Like go ask them how much that really mattered to them.
Damn.
Because that's what I mean, I don't know if they paid Eckler yet, but if not, they're gonna have to. Eckler's not gonna settle for some middle. Like he's fucking putting up double-digit touchdowns because y'all feed him the ball like 30 times in the red zone. He don't want the bag.
That's how he gets his bread and butter, man. So we got 2 more games on the Waterboy slate. So before we get into our grand finale, biggest game of all, we got to talk about the Booty Pirates losing an OT to the Bucks. And
we called it.
We called the fuck out of that shit. I'm listening to other podcasts like, damn, y'all stupid. But it was beautiful just off the fact to watching Njoku get that crazy ass touchdown to tie the game up, and knowing that he's on my fantasy team, and I'm just like, and he's doing it to Tom Brady in the Bucks. I'm enjoying every second of that shit. I'm over here sipping my cup of this Jamaican rum. Just like, it feels good. It feels good. It would have been nice if we could have taken first in the division, but I'll take it. I'll take an L that way. And it looked like his game was about to be a tie for a second.
It was getting ugly. It was getting real ugly.
Until Amari Cooper, and Nick Chubb puts it
in. Another thing, I need someone to go look up the stats. What is the Browns win-loss record when Nick Chubb has 25 or more carries? Because I feel like every time we're sitting here and like they lose, we check the box score and it's like 17 carries, 14 carries, 10 carries, some shit like that. And then also every time they win, Nick Chubb had like 26 carries, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like do that and win more games, because that's what Brissett did well, but I feel like this was a Nick Chubb game. Like, and we showed in the Bucks, all great run defense is no more. It's a thing of the past.
Nah, Nick Chubb was a fucking phenom. I'm shocked he only scored once.
Yeah, and Brissett got the other one when he threw it.
But how do you feel about your Booty Pirates? Like Chris Godwin looked like a dog out there. I was watching him like, hey, I'm not mad at them scoring.
All for me in fantasy.
He's what happened? You got Chris Godwin in fantasy?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that league. I think it's another one, but he had put up like 20 something. I'm like, this is why I keep putting you in my starting lineup. Like
he was low key gonna be benched because Chris Olave snapped last week, and I was like, nah, let me chill. So I took out Cordero Patterson and I put him in. I was like, I'm not mad. I'm like, Chris Olave, you might have to go, kid. Andy Dalton ain't shit no more.
Shit, couldn't even put up nothing.
But nah, it was crazy watching. So Chris Godwin ate. Julio Jones is an interesting piece on that team, because like I swear all he does is just catch either screens or they actually rush the ball. But
yeah, but the other the running back, Ricard White, I thought he looked good, better than Leonard Fournette. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen when Fournette comes back, because White was getting more touches slowly and surely, and like this game and the game before, he played really well. But I mean, I'm just Bucks team is. If the Rams weren't doing so bad and the Packers weren't doing so bad, the Bucks would be getting so much more. Like, yo, this team fucking stinks right now.
Bro, we be on their fucking ass.
They're lucky the Broncos they're lucky that this is one of the seasons where so many teams came in with so much hype just to look terrible.
The Colts.
Then yeah, Deshaun Watson next week though.
We'll see, man. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll hope. But it's crazy that the division's still wide open for the Bucs. They're number 1 with a 5-7 record.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like if they were doing bad and like everyone else in NFC were still balling, doing what they, or at least do what they did last year, there would be so much focus on them. But since there's so much other blame to go around, they don't get as much attention on how shitty they really are this year.
Yeah, them boys is booty for sure.
Next game.
But on to the next one, man. This was the motherfucking thriller in Manila, kid. The Raiders versus the fucking
this Seattle. We both was on Seattle heavy here.
Oh my gosh. The Raiders 40 points? Derek Carr them? Devontae Adams is always gonna get his. Like that catch he had on the sideline over here flexed on bro and put that shit in his pocket. Insane.
Josh Jacobs. That man is just he might be the best running back in the NFL for this year. Like not all fancy, but just 220. I mean, this is a Derrick Henry type of day with 6 catches and 74 yards.
And then don't get me wrong, he did break for 86 yards on the last play. So, but at the same time, this man's a monster. He's very slept on coming into the league. And this is a team that we thought was going to throw the shit out of the ball with Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, and Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Waller still, I think he's on IR. I don't know if he's coming back anytime soon.
I seen a stat that I'm pretty sure they've only played like 16 plays together.
Yeah, and on the other side, Kenneth Walker he had 2 touchdowns, didn't do much, 14 for 26. Metcalf had a big day. Tyler Lockett had a good day. The defense, again, 2 interceptions, had a great day. But
I had the Seahawks team lost. I mean, Gino, he looked shaky at points, but like I just didn't see how they lost this game until Josh Jacobs broke up that middle. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And Quinton Diggs got both the interceptions for Seattle. So you know he's hot as fuck. Like, bruh, I did more than enough on my end.
And I can't even get mad just off the fact that they scored 34 points, and it's like you just let them boys score 40. Like somebody was tripping.
This is definitely a game that they should have won. Like they have the turnover differential. They scored 34 fucking points, and the defense is playing good. But it's like I felt like the Raiders. I don't know what their play-by-play was, but I feel like the Raiders had 10 possessions, 2 were turnovers, and the other 8 were all scores. And then when that's not what happened. But I'm just like, this is not a game you typically win. And if you do win, you don't put up 40. Back-to-back OT games for the Raiders too. Like it don't even matter.
That's crazy. I was gonna check to see if how many punts they did, but they don't put punter stats up on Bleacher Report. Better respect my motherfucking.
But league winner, like this is a league winner for some people in that fantasy football. Josh Jacobs, like if you got him that 8th round, like you said, like. And you didn't really miss on other players in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Like you just sniped the top 2 running back in the NFL right now in fantasy football.
Right. If my team was healthy, my starting lineup would be Pat Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Elijah Mitchell, Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown, and we have 3 receivers in D-Hop.
Okay.
With motherfucking Zach Ertz. But Zach Ertz is tight end. Like,
oh, no, that's the 3rd one that hurts right there.
Number 1 in the league. I'm still number 1 in the league, and I dropped 180 last week. 180 this week because of Josh Jacobs. But it's like that was the steal of the year. But we also take it back to the Ravens game. We low-key forgot to bring up the fact that the Ravens had a chance to come back. They hit I can't remember. He had Josh Oliver to get that bit close to get that bitch within a kick. And we're just looking like, yo, is Justin Tucker about to do this again?
Is he? Is he going to do it?
Yeah, I was literally looking like, because it's 67. The first thing they said was, hey, bro, 66-yarder last year against Detroit. Like, I'm just looking like, yo, he might really shut everybody the fuck up real quick. And that kick was it had the accuracy, but that bitch was like 3, 4, 5 yards short. Like, he would have hit that bitch from 61, no problem. 62, might have hit that. 63, I think he could have hit that bitch. 64, 65, that's when shit gets shaky.
Florida's here also.
But
Florida air is humid, so it's thicker. So I don't think the ball can travel as far as thin air.
that's fucking. There's the little things.
Little things like that. What Doug Peterson knew though.
Doug Peterson, he wasn't stressed, but that game was crazy. But onto the rest of the slate, man.
Let's kick it off with the Bengals beating the Titans 20-16. We was both on the Titans here as an underdog at home. And I mean, it was competitive. It was 13-13 going into the fourth quarter, but it's just the differences between the Titans settling for field goals. Like their offense only got field goals all game. Of course, there's that fumble recovery end zone, like that crazy play. But then on the other end, fucking Bengals scoring touchdowns. This is a touchdown lead. You gotta score him to win.
T. Higgins, he's a guy.
P. Ryan, I mean, he did his best impersonation for Joe Mixon.
And he did great for me on fantasy because I picked him up on the flex.
Yeah, I mean, Tannehill did decent 291. I feel like it's just like empty yards to me whenever you only settle for field goals. You can put up all those yards and get as close as you want, but you're not just cashing in on it.
Nah, I mean, the Titans, they scored a touchdown. They scored it with when Derek Henry broke up the scene for 75, and then
Burks picked it up in the end zone.
At least niggas is not gonna talk about how I'm saying niggas a lot on the show recently. Individuals are not gonna be talking about how bad he punched the dude that punched that ball out. Like that shit was beautiful. Like if they could have just sat on that motherfucker, it would have been a wrap. But hey, that shit was good though. Treylon Burks heard it. And shout out that boy Jay. My boy lost by 0.02. And I'm just looking back. Every time I look back at that play, it hits different now. Like I'm like, that's crazy. You score that touchdown, he wins the game.
And it's hilarious to me because it was a 75-yard run, but since he fumbled it and it got picked up in the end zone, nobody gets that yardage.
Nobody got it?
Nobody. Derrick Henry ends the game with like 30-something yards, and Treylon Burks ends the game with a 70 yards, but he caught multiple passes throughout the game for that 70 yards.
But he got a touchdown.
So he got the touchdown though, but it was like in fantasy wise, you're looking at like, oh, where's my 7.5 from Henry? Oh, or maybe Burks got it. Nobody gets it. All right,
that's crazy.
The Las Vegas walks home with that one.
That's insane. And then this Titan Bengals is low-key turning into a nice rivalry. The division, you seen how good they played in the divisional round, even though Ryan Tannehill 3 picks. I think that's probably why they were going so safe because last time they played this defense, 3 interceptions. So, but they're turning into a nice little ride, and I'd love to see them go at it again in the playoffs.
And it's looking like maybe Cincinnati either gets the division over the Ravens or wild card is kind of in the looks of it. So they might be able to walk up against each other in the playoffs again.
They fuck the Ravens. They stay fucking the Ravens up. So like they might take that bitch. They might take that division again.
Then our next game is Miami. Fucking Texans out 30-0 at halftime, bro. We started throwing in we were trying some new shit out after half.
Bro, how did I know you was gonna say it? I just saw the smile on your face, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna say Miami." But that game was crazy, homie, and it was crazy on some damn. Y'all really beating the shit out of them boys. My favorite play was when the hit on that fumble, and then Xavier Howard took that bitch up. I was like, "This is crazy."
And I had his jersey on when that shit happened. You know, I was going crazy with it. Fucking. Man, that like 30-0. I mean, the Gesicki touchdown didn't hit, but I was close. Smith got it. They sub in Smith for literally like 2 plays all game. It's Durham Smith snipes the touchdown out of Gesicki in the red zone. I was like, son of a bitch.
Nah, for real, that's crazy. But you guys are the craziest offense in the league right now. This shit's every time we talked about this all summer, but Tua is looking
speed, baby.
And I heard the best comparison ever. They said Mike McDaniels is the dude the dude like the killer, the boss that nobody wants, that doesn't act like the boss. Nobody knows that he's the boss. Like that's how he looks on the sideline. He had his aviator shades on, looking like a dude,
Right.
looking
He
like a
might
bitch.
come in some cargo shorts some days.
Okay. And I remember seeing him on the Pat McAfee show, and I was like, "Yo, who the fuck is this nerd that's about to run Paul's team?" And I'm just looking at him like, "Yo, he might have figured he got some good weapons, but he might just have one of the most explosive offense in the league right now."
Right. And we're ranked 31st O line protection.
Wow, I
We're
would have never
we're
guessed that.
we are if you look up like the graphs, it's those little fucking line graphs that they put all the teams and shit. It's us, Rams, Texans, all in one little clump in the corner, bottom left. And it's like, man, like everyone can make excuses for why Tua's balling, but no one's gonna give him credit on the things that he is overcoming. Like our Terran Armstead, we gave all that money. He's hurt, bro, all the fucking time. And so the O line is still just as bad. Like the person who replaced him has like a 10 PFF rating, a 10. Like his PFF rating, I can put on my fucking hands right here. And Tua's pocket presence to be able to navigate his quick reads and like the fact that he's averaging like 9.5 yards he's leading the league in completion percentage, yards per game, fucking yards per throw, yards per attempt. He's averaging a first down every time he throws the ball, and it's being completed more. Like he's 1 of 1 right now, bro. I'm happy our defense. But one thing is like our defenses needs to start stepping up. Our offense can't just be winning games 30-28, 35-32. So I know it's just the Texans. I know they didn't have Davis Mills in, but it's like okay, we got the turnovers that we've been looking for. We just haven't been able to get no fucking turnovers, let alone touchdown turnovers like we did this game.
Bruh, the Texans really try to hit you all with the sneakiest backdoor cut. First off, y'all stopped the run because Damian Pierce shit, but they was
Yeah.
losing like a motherfucker, so they got to throw that bitch. But y'all boys, what if they snuck it in? Like they just snuck it in and fucked up everybody's parlays? Because the Ravens fucked up everybody's parlays. So what if they just like they didn't cover?
See, we wasn't going for that. Not only did we win, but we covered. They say good teams win, but great teams cover. All right.
That's for sure.
And that's what we did. It's not even like Tyreek 85 yards, Waddle 80 yards. It's not like just one. It's not like we're just abusing Tyreek. And it's like, oh, Tyreek's the only reason why he's all working. It's like, bro, Sherfield, Craycraft, Gesicki, Smith, our defense finally. Jeff Wilson Jr., who honestly is going to be a steal of a trade because the 49ers need a running back bad right now. They're hurt. So we just got one of their studs for the chump change. And we play him next week, bitches.
Oh, nice. And even Raheem Morstead so fast over there balling for y'all boys. Fucking
yeah. So I mean, we're coming with a shootout with a bazooka. Y'all better be ready. Next game. This game you called it. I just couldn't pick them. Chicago losing to the Jets, 31-10. And I mean, like once Justin Fields wasn't playing, I probably should have changed my pick. But man, I was too lit at the game to even reckon. I didn't even bench Justin Fields in one of my leagues. I was too late. But Mike White, bro.
Yeah, I knew he had a Ryan Fitzpatrick game in him. He was gonna come out balling. He had the highest quarterback rating out of everybody throughout the week at 140.
He did it again last year too. Came out there like 6 tuds on his first ever thing. This time 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. I mean, I've been saying Zach Wilson. I've been saying it before the national media has been saying it. Like Zach Wilson was holding this team back. Like he's a fucking scrub. And like, I'm not saying Mike White's gonna put up 3. I'm not saying he's no 300-yard quarterback a game type of caliber. But you have Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. I mean, we haven't been saying Elijah Moore's name at all, unless it's something bad. He went out there and had 64 yards, a touchdown, 1 deep ass shot. Garrett Wilson, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns, looking like okay, a first round wide receiver.
Here's my beef with the Elijah Moore thing, right? I agree with what you said, but here's my beef with Elijah Moore because I wanted to feel bad for not picking him up in fantasy because every week when you have as many injuries as I have, you really see like every week you got to pick up somebody that you just know is going to score a touchdown. Like who's gonna? This week it was Piron. A couple weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was McCole Hardman. It was like you just got to catch those dudes that you just feel like this is the game they score a touchdown. And that's all I need from them. You can score a touchdown. I don't care about your 2 receptions for 2.5 yards. But Elijah Moore looked good, but he only had 2 receptions. But I also like that at the same time because everybody got involved. Even the running back Tyler Johnson after Michael Carter got down was doing some shit.
He threw it to 10 different guys.
And the facts. And then the way Garrett Wilson broke them boys to score that 1 touchdown, insane. So this team shows that they have explosive weapons at offense. Breece Hall just needs to come back healthy next season. This team has something, and their defense is balling. Like, I know you hate to say it. I know you hate to see it, and I know you hate to say it, but I'll tell you, man, the Jets low-key got a squad right now. They just got to keep this chemistry and keep meshing.
This is my thing with the Jets. I said they had a good to great run game, but a great defense. If this was Zach Wilson playing, they probably would have won 10-14 instead of 10-31. That's like just I just don't see the Zach Wilson being able to feed all these weapons like how Flacco was able to, and then now it's because before it was with Flacco, it was like, okay, well, he's a vet, he can do that, but now it's someone else who's not that much older than you. I think he's only like a year or two older than him, who kind of doesn't look like he knew what the fuck he was doing behind that offense. We'll see though. I mean, if he goes back to back with it, bye Zach Wilson.
Who do they play next? They don't play the Patriots, do they?
No, that's Thursday's game. Is the Bills and Patriots. I'm not sure who they play next, but we'll find out. The next game though, Falcons losing to Washington 19-13, and it was close. Mariota played a good game. Both defenses played pretty well. 19-13.
Oh man, we could have won this game. That shit was so hurtful. Oh, we could have won this game because first off, interception at the 4-yard line. We was driving, we was doing a thing. Cordero Patterson, he was doing it. They had all right. I mean, they wasn't giving up much, but the fact that the passing was working, like Zacchaeus was doing his thing. I don't know if we got Drake London too involved. And Kyle Pitts is hurt right now, but a touchdown to Mike Pruitt. Like, this game upsetted me because I really felt like we could have won this, and we could have got this number 1, got back to number 1 in the division. But Taylor Heineke in the beginning of this game, like that first drive looked like it was gonna he knew everything that our secondary didn't know. You feel me? Like, this shit was crazy how they made us look stupid the first couple of drives, but we picked it up and we figured it out. And we should have won this game. Like, every time I look back at this game, like, I don't say that a lot of games. Most games I usually say, we just ran out of time. But nah, this game, we could have won it. Like, we really drove down. Everybody looked decent. And we could have fucking won this game. But it happens. His life as a Falcons fan, man. What did you see?
I mean, like you said, Heineke, that first drive, killing it. But since then, he didn't do, ended the game with 138 yards. The man who I saw on that first drive about to end the game with 300 yards. And so one thing that just tells me is maybe it's scripted. Like, he might do the Washington bar, because the first sequence of offense is always scripted offense. First 8 plays, you know what you're going to run, how to run it, all that stuff. And then after that, once he had to figure it out, or whoever the offensive coordinator was that had to figure it out, he was just getting beat by Arthur Smith and them boys. And it's like, it's one of those games where, like, if that first possession, they didn't come out crisp like that, if they would have just put up nothing or settled for a field goal, this is definitely a winnable. That one touchdown, I think, changed that, because it's like they didn't do much after that. And y'all kind of start figuring things out, keeping it going. And 13-19, I mean, y'all still fighting for it in the division. In a year, y'all didn't think y'all had a chance to fight for it in the division. So it's not that bad.
Yeah, but we lost to them boys 2 years in a row. That shit is hurtful. Because they weren't good teams either time. And it was the same quarterback.
Ron Rivera, baby. He knows something about the NFC South.
That's real.
Next game, NFC South getting a dub here. Denver losing to Carolina 23-10. I knew that Carolina was gonna fuck Denver, but they're so shitty. But I'm happy Carolina won. I picked them, and I look kind of crazy. and they just ran the ball 40 fucking times, and when they did throw it, Sam Darnold looked a hell of a lot better than anyone else at quarterback over there.
Sam Darnold came out and he held that shit down for them boys, and that shit is crazy to me.
He's really doing it. Like, they didn't want to give him the starting job again, but that one performance, I think, just gave him the starting job for the rest of the year.
I would say he already named the starter for next week.
They ran the ball 46 times or some shit. 46 times, 180. But Chuba Hubbard 17 for 65. Deontay Foreman 24 to 113. Darnold only had to throw the ball 19 times, 164 yards and a touchdown. Like, they just run. I think they've settled into their identity of, we're gonna run the ball a lot with different guys, almost like y'all. Like, we're just gonna run the ball with a group of guys who know how to run the fucking ball, and we'll get a quarterback who can make plays when he needs to. At least Darnold seems like he can do that. Baker and the other guy was not cutting it. PJ Walker, yeah, both of them boys were not cutting it.
Nah, dead ass. But fuck the Broncos. The Broncos are terrible. Like, I don't know what, and it's bad because every podcast or football show talks about, like, yo, like, they're gonna owe 38. If they were to cut Russell Wilson on July 1st or something like that, they're still gonna owe $38 million in dead cap space. Like, and that's just that year. So it's just like they're stuck in this situation and they don't know what the fuck's going on. A lot of people are upset on both sides of the ball. Like,
their best bet, honestly, I think, is not to cut him, because like, that's always them. Send him to a team that's just gonna be terrible, like the Texans. I know the trade deadline's too late, but the Texans are like, we're not expecting to win shit for these next 3 years. We're just gonna lose and get drafted. At least he can fill stands. He sells jersey tickets. He sells seats and asses for, at least he's Russell Wilson at least. Like, because Denver, they've shown that they're okay with paying a quarterback. You don't cut it. All right, bye. Like, we're gonna keep finding. We're like the Colts. We'll find somebody. What is it? Keep fucking trying it until we figure it out, because everything else works for us.
that shit is insane. Like, I don't know if it's Nathaniel Hackett, if it's Russell Wilson, but they gotta make a change. If I'm them, I'm low key gonna fire the coach. Like, okay, bro, this is just, you're supposed to be an offensive guru.
They're gonna owe him, but they gave him someone like a 5-year deal also.
That's crazy. What is up with this long-term bullshit?
It cost them more money to fire him and to hire another coach and pay their salary and his salary.
Oh yeah, they're stuck.
And so I mean, Las Vegas was probably on the never bet again list. I think the Broncos have entered that never bet again list, and Vegas has maybe talked themselves out of it. Next game, we knew this game was the Kansas City Chiefs 26-10. It was third string Bryce Perkins. Like, what did you expect? Patrick Mahomes throw for 320, and it wasn't close since the beginning.
I will say they did get that pick. The Rams did get that pick on the goal line. That pissed me the fuck off. But besides for that, them boys ain't do shit.
Aaron Donald not season injury, but he got an ankle sprain. They gotta see how severe it is. He might miss a few weeks, and now it's just like Kupp gone, he's gone, Stafford on concussion protocol. Sean McVay's in 1 foot out the door after this season, I think.
And people do not have any respect for Jalen Ramsey no more. They're gonna throw it his way whenever they fucking feel.
Yeah. Next game, the fucking Saints losing 13-0 to the 49ers. I know that helped you, Kev, at least a little bit after that. That Falcons out hurt, but I know they put at least a smile on your face.
No, I don't. I don't really enjoy like watching other niggas do shit that my team didn't do. So motherfucking. Oh man, this game was funny because first off, Alvin Kamara's fumble at the goal line, bro, that bitch went straight in the fucking air. I thought it was a pick. Like,
that shit did just pop up.
And then this team just put up no points. I mean, the 49ers didn't have that great a game either. They only had like 13. But they don't. The Saints are fucked right now. They still got Andy Dalton starting. Alvin Kamara was eating a little piece, but like unless they're like all the way clicking, I really don't see that team doing shit. I don't even know, like, what did you see in this game from the boys?
The 49ers defense, bro. That's like you can win a game 13, like let alone like you just put up in National Football League, people don't put up 0. Like that defense is legit. Like they've back-to-back weeks of not letting any team put up points in the second half, and then this week they just didn't let them put up points in any fucking quarter. So it's just like they're in stride, and yeah, it's an ugly win, but that's like 49ers specialty or ugly wins. I think it's just more telling that like Elijah Mitchell is going to be out for the season now. Christian McCaffrey has a thumb injury, and he's going to be it's looking like he might miss a week, but he's just banged up right now. So it's like if this team can just be healthy coming playoff time, they'll be scary. But how hurt are they going to be until they get there?
Bro, I'm high as a kite. I was looking at this. It goes targets, receptions, and yards. And I was like, there's no way in hell these niggas. The highest amount of yards was Chris Olave with 5. But nah, this team sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, the Saints, I mean, they might put Winston back in. Maybe they just ride out Dalton because they don't have any future hope in him and just keep Winston healthy for next year. Or never mind, their division's still wide open. They still have a shot. Like if these are games like the other team put up 13. These are gonna be games that they wish they would have won when they're sitting outside the wild card or playoffs.
Dead ass. But sheesh, Kyle Shanahan's a dog. I'm mad. I don't know how Elijah Mitchell can get hurt after coming back. Like that shit is hurtful to me. But this game was kind of not a snoozer, but it was just like, yeah, they didn't give up shit. They wasn't going for none of that.
Then on the prime time, which wasn't a snoozer, Packers versus Eagles, 40-33. We got some Jordan Love action in there. Jordan Love, I mean, I'm gonna take off this one performance. He looked pretty fucking. He looked like, hey, bro, like Aaron Rodgers, you can take a seat right now, bro. Jordan Love cooking.
I hate you. Christian Watson, that touchdown Christian Watson scored, I swear it was all Christian Watson. Like, he did get caught in stride. It was a good throw. And I think Jordan Love didn't play bad, especially against a good Eagles defense like that. But, like, come on, man. Y'all got to cheat. Y'all got to cheat. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think Aaron Rodgers looked too much better this season at all. But it was
2 interceptions. That's just not A-Rod. That's just like if Rodgers has still put up like all his yards and touchdowns and it's shitty, that's one thing. But the interceptions is what is just not characteristic of Aaron Rodgers. And it's like, okay, this is getting what's going on, Aaron? Because even like Carr, if he throws a lot of interceptions in a year, it's like, okay, he's a gunslinger. He does stupid shit. Aaron Rodgers, when he's throwing multiple interceptions in a game, it's like one possession. It's closer game throughout the than what it looks like.
And this is off after winning 2 back-to-back MVPs.
And for having like setting the record of like best seasons ever interception shit. Like maybe he knew something that we didn't because he was saying he was retiring and all of us were like, bro, he's just coming off of back-to-back MVPs. What the fuck's he talking about? What the fuck? Maybe he knew something a little bit more than we did. Maybe that thumb injury that he's been trying to hide, but it just keeps coming out more and more, like what's fucking him up. Maybe that shit has been bothering. I don't know because this is just not the A-Rod 12 I know.
Nah, but it's just insane. I want to say the Eagles on this game ran for like 300-something yards.
Oh, yeah. Both Sanders and Jalen Hurts both went over 140.
That's insane.
Hurts at 157 and Sanders 143 with 2 touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts was not getting stopped for nothing. And, like, I was watching this game with somebody at my house, and they just – every time Jalen Hurts is, they're just like, wow, 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 wow. And I love always whenever somebody sees on Jalen Hurts a Tua play, I love telling the story about these niggas, about these individuals. So it's always funny to see that. But oh my gosh. But them boys ate.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles 40 point. I mean, one way to come back from people saying your team is not looking all like as you did is go out there and put up 40 points on prime time.
Oh yeah. And that AJ Brown, nobody's gonna talk about it because they love it. That AJ Brown fumble was horrible. I was like, what the fuck, homie?
Oh, and then CJ Johnson Gardner, he lacerated his kidney. He's gonna be out for the season. Yeah.
My gosh. Hey, praise up to him.
6 picks. I think it's 6 picks for the season. I mean, even ending with that, he's probably gonna end top 5 in interceptions on the year. So
didn't he get one this game before he got hurt? Or that was last game?
Let me see. I can find out real quick. No, he didn't get one this game. It was Blankenship and Scott. Our last game, another game that we was all over right here. Oh, no, I had to talk you into it. I had to smooth talk you into this one. Steelers beating the fucking Indianapolis Colts 24-17, and I mean, who could have called Matt Ryan throwing an interception on like the third play of the Colts drive? Not me. Who could have called him fumbling in the red zone on a chance to take the lead? Like, not me. But that's the Matt Ryan experience. I mean, that's what you get, and that's what you paid for.
So for this game, I was in and out because I was helping somebody with their car. How did the Colts almost win this game though? Like this game was very close.
So Steelers come out looking pretty good. Kick a field goal, move up the field easily. Kick a field goal. Then the Colts get the ball, and literally second play, throw an interception. Steelers still can't capitalize on it. Both teams punt. But this is literally the first 3 drives of the Colts. And this is going into the second quarter. Interception, 0 yards gained. Next drive, 3 plays, 0 yards gained. Punt. 3 plays, 6 yards gained. Punt. Now we're in the second quarter. Like this is the middle of the second quarter. These people have yet to put up any yardage on this game. Steelers come down, score touchdowns. Kenny Pickett's looking good. Najee Harris looks good. He looks healthy and like actually making runs. But then the second half, Jeff Saturday must have said something. The second half was when the Colts came out, scored a touchdown. Then they had a chance to go up, but like I said, Matt Ryan, like on a 16 play fucking drive, getting into like the 10-yard line, he fumbles right there. Steelers get the ball, but then the Colts come down and score it again. Now they take the lead. Steelers score, and then then of course the fucking Colts get the ball with a minute or so. Like they drive down, and then they just run out. They get downs. They go for it on 4th down, don't get it. Steelers get the game, and they just kneel it out in a game. But it was like, it's right there in your cusp, but then Matt Ryan does something that fucks everything up. Matt Ryan throws an interception. Matt Ryan fumbles the ball. And Kenny Pickett, I mean, this is like, 3 games in a row this offense has scored like 20-something points plus?
That's interesting because him and George Pickens is really getting a chemistry going.
And Najee Harris is looking healthier. I think he got hurt and it didn't return to the game, but he'll be back. But it's like everything's looking like, hey, it's above 500. Mike Tomlin's alive.
I'm still alive.
It ain't dead yet.
Also, I was showing somebody the last year when they was in the locker room killing that. I was like, you see this guy right here? He's dangerous. He can Mike Tomlin his way into the playoffs at any moment. Like he's dangerous like that.
And did this Colts team and Matt Ryan, like I think everyone's gonna be. I think we won't get any more Colts favorites for the rest of the year. I think the illusion of Matt Ryan being a decent quarterback is worn off again. They had a 2-game window with it.
You called that shit. You said you got somebody that's even worse than Matt Ryan, and now you ease Matt Ryan back in, and everybody forgets all of a sudden.
Have amnesia as if this team wasn't, and people weren't calling for their heads before.
But hey, man, Colts are dead, and the Steelers might have something. That's what I was the takeaway I'm getting from this.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers are looking more alive than the Colts right now.
No, that's crazy. This is this point of the season where a lot of people just look dead. Cardinals dead, Rams dead, Bucks dead. Like
Colts dead.
There's a lot of dead motherfuckers in here. Nobody like this. Packers dead, like
Texans buried alive.
Buried alive. Oh my gosh.
But we just broke down the whole slate. Catch us for the next week's picks. Thursday's coming out also, so check out that episode. We got the Bills versus the Patriots divisional game right there. Patriots lose, their season's over. Bills lose, they're not in first place anymore of the AFC East. So a lot will be on the line.
Fun fact though, right? See, I haven't brought this shit up on the podcast at all because like we've been losing. But my own program at school started a flag football team for intramurals. And so we won our first game, right? We lost every other game in the regular season. So we got in, but because we won one game, we got into the playoffs as the last seed.
Snuck in.
And we had to go against the number 1 seed, a team that's already beat us this season. And we got like 4 interceptions. And we got 4 interceptions out of their asses, knocked them boys off the first week. They only let them score once. My dude didn't score for nothing. They didn't even throw it my dude's way. So everybody was like, dang,
let him know, Kev.
No, that's what I do. Like, I'm low-key not gonna lie to you. Intramural sports, I'm the corner, and I do this shit in bands. Like, shit's crazy. Everybody else got cleats on them. So bands it up.
Hey, that's the boy Sauce Kev right there.
Sauce Kev, man. But nah, man. But shout out them boys because we gotta play another game tomorrow, so it's gonna be fun. But that was interesting to knock them boys off like that. That shit was funny. It was like, yeah.
That's some real anime shit, bro. I wish you watched more sports anime so I could start naming some, but they be stuff shit like that. They be half of it.
Bro, it was crazy. There was a dude that the same dude that got tickets to the Ravens game. He got somebody was running the ball on some shit, and this is flag football, so you don't run straight. It's by running sideways, you have more chance of people missing your flag. That's a fun fact. I learned that. I learned that this season because niggas that run straight get their ass caught, but niggas running sideways, you get yards. But so you run sideways, and then they cornered my dog on the sideline right in front of me, laterals it back, and when I tell you, Bird came with that real runaway slave speed, took that bitch all the way up, touchdown. And then one of our team captains, the dude that actually last time we played this team, he was playing safety and he caught they threw an interception. No, he was playing quarterback and threw an interception. And instead of taking the dude's flag or watching Burke go out of bounds, he hit sticks at it.
Oh, okay.
So like I could tell they remember that because they played a lot softer. They played a little scared, but he hit sticks. So he caught a pick 6 on them boys, and he took that bitch all the way back. And I'm just watching this game like this is crazy. Like I'm not doing shit. Like my dude's kind of like
they pooping over there.
Yeah, like but them boys is lit. But it was a fun game, man. So I have to make sure I shouted that out on the podcast. I'll tell you if we won tomorrow. I'll tell you if we win the next game. But it's gonna be funny.
But shit, stay tuned. We got some picks coming your way. We got some UFC breaking down, some boxing recaps coming this week. And stay tuned to see if Kev moves on to the next round of the playoffs. But as always, this has been Totally Blitz Podcast. We recap Week 12 of the NFL. I'm Paul, pick and win 'em Concha. And as always, I'm joined with Kev, Waterboy Savoy. If y'all didn't know, we don't mind telling y'all that you's a bitch.
And Russell Wilson, too.
Fact.
I got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap. Man, this gang got rules, man, you better watch your passes, this ain't not new.